الله الرحمن الرحيم رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. I want everyone to take your hearts towards Karbala. Close your eyes. Bow your heads. Hussein has finished his mission, and now the weight has been taken from the shoulders of Hussein and placed on the shoulders of Zainab al-Kubra. Now Zainab takes the reins to defend Islam, but what kind of weight does she carry? السلام عليك يا أبا عبد الله وعلى الأرواح التي حلت بفنائك. عليكم مني جميعا سلام الله أبدا ما بقيت وبقي الليل والنهار، ولا جعله الله آخر العهد مني لزيارتكم. السلام على الحسين وعلى علي وعلى أولاد وعلى أصحاب الحسين. Imam Ajjalallah Ta'ala Farajahu Sharif would say these lines that would resonate with us, to see the morning of day and night of our Imam, and we want to connect with that heart that is now in tears and in bloodshed and agony and pain. Your Imam says, فَلَئِنْ أَخَرَتْنِ الدُّهُورِ وَعَاقَنِي عَنْ نَصْرِكَ الْمَقْدُورِ وَلَمْ أَكُنْ لِمَنْ حَارَبَكَ مُحَارِبًا وَلِمَنْ نَصَبَ لَكَ الْعَدَاوَةُ مُنَاصِبًا فَلَأَنْدُبَنَّكَ صَبَاحًا وَمَسَاءً وَلَأَبْكِيَنَّ لَكَ بَدَلَ الدُّمُوعِ دَمًا. He says in this dua that I was not there for you, O Aba Abdullah. I could not defend you amongst the defenders. I could not protect you from the oppressors, but I wasn't there. What can I do? He says, I will mourn over you day and night. وَلَأَبْكِيَنَّ عَلَيْكَ بَدَلَ الدُّمُوعِ دَمًا. That I will cry tears of blood for you, O Aba Abdullah. And now when you begin to ask, O Sahib al-Zaman, when a man sees him in a dream, O Sahib al-Zaman, why do you cry tears of blood? He would say, do you cry tears of blood for what occurred towards Aba Abdullah? Imam would say, no, by Allah, if Aba Abdullah saw what I saw, he would also cry with me. Was it because of Abbas? What occurred to him? The severed hands? Was it from the arrow in his eye? He says, no, if Abbas saw what I saw, he would cry tears of blood as well. Was it for Akbar? He would say, no. Was it for Akbar? Was it for Asghar? No, was it for Asghar? Oh my Imam, Ya Sahib al-Zaman, لَأَنْتُبَنَّ عَلَيْكَ صَبَاحًا وَمَسَاءً. Tears of blood. Who do you cry these tears for? He would say, I cry these tears of blood for none other than my auntie Zainab. What happened towards Zainab? They would say on the battlefield, after they've just placed the head of Aba Abdullah on a spear, they raise the head so that everyone in Karbala can see the head of Aba Abdullah. But they're not just finished yet. Umar ibn Sa'ad says the following. He says, get me 10 of horses that have not been used. I don't want horses that have been used in the battle. I want horses that are fresh, horses that are strong, horses that are ready. They said, what would you like us to do? He would say, I want you to sharpen their hooves. He says, I'm not done with these companions of Hussein. He would say, the first that would hurt me is the one that changed from my army towards the army of Hussein. Find me Hur. They would find Hur. He would say, trample on the body of Hur. Then all of a sudden, those that were the family of Hur would say, hold on, you've already killed Hur. You've removed his head, but he's from our family. You're not allowed to trample on the body of Hur. Then he says, find me Habib. I want to trample upon Habib. They would say that from the village, and the tribe of Habib would say that you are not allowed. Habib is one of us. You've already killed him. Then he would go towards Ali al-Akbar. Also Ali had a tribe there to defend him. Qasim had a tribe. Muslim had a tribe. Zuhair had a tribe. So all of a sudden Umar ibn Sa'ad becomes frustrated. He says, bring me someone in Karbala. I've sharpened the hooves. He's looking around. I need these horses, these 10 to trample upon a body. Who is there in Karbala that has no one there to be there by him, to defend him, to protect his body? Zainab would say, I'm in the tent with Sajjad. She says, whilst we're in the tents, we hear a noise of something crackling. But it was so loud that in the midst of the battle, it drew our attention. I'm there collecting all the children, protecting them. This noise that's a crackling noise, all of a sudden's taking our attention. She says, I looked at Sajjad. Sajjad, what's that noise? What's that noise, oh my beloved? Sajjad would say, my auntie just raised the tent a little so I may see what's on the battlefield. Zainab would raise a little bit of the tent. Sajjad would be mourning. He would cry. Sajjad, imagine him slapping his face. Zainab would see Sajjad. Why? What's happened? She would say, my auntie Zainab, that noise that you hear, do you know what it is? She would say, what is this noise? He would say, that is the noise of the ribs of my father cracking. The horses would take the body of Hussein from the right of Karbala to the left, from the left towards the right. I ask you, what remained of the body of Hussein after the trampling of the horses? They don't stop there. What happens next? After they've trampled on Abu Abdullah, they look towards the tents of Zainab. Zainab sees them coming. They come with fire. They come with horses. They come with henchmen that had spears, swords and whips. And they come towards the tents. How many a tent did they burn? How many children ran out of the tents that became on fire? How many children burnt alive? How many of the children, when they are running from one tent to another, that have fear in their hearts, were trampled by those same horses? They would say, amongst them that were trampled, amongst them that burnt, amongst them that have the effects of fire on them, amongst them that were struggling to breathe within the tents, Hamid would say, amongst all of them, I saw one lady in a tent that was aflame. She would run out on the battlefield, then she would run back in, run out with her abba, run back in. Hamid said, I came closer, this was very strange. Why you keep running back into a tent that's on fire? Why would you risk your life? Oh lady, why do you run in and out of the tent? She would say, we have someone inside that's sick. I cannot bear to carry him. Sajjad was in the tent. All of a sudden, Zainab would protect him from the flames, from the fire, from the men, drag him out of that tent in the state that he was in. I want you to imagine this scenario. The children running everywhere in Karbala, the fear in their eyes. looking towards their left and right, those same children that used to look only moments ago for their protector Abbas cannot see Abbas around them. Where is our protector Zainab? Where is Abbas? Where is my brother Ali? He would never allow these men to do what they are doing. The men would enter, they would steal whatever they can get their hands on. They would steal from the children, they would steal from the women, anything that was there they would loot it. All of a sudden, I want you to imagine this scenario. They would say that amongst them there was be a shimmer that was chasing a Sukaina. He wouldn't dare if Abbas was alive, but there was no Abbas there to protect Sukaina. He would strike Sukaina with a spear until she would fall on the plains of Karbala. There was another man that sees a 4-year-old. I want you to imagine this. A 4-year-old that's being chased by a man with a whip, a sword and a spear. You're running left and right to try to deviate yourself from him, to try to run away so he does not catch you until he finds you. He looks at her, he says, "Oh 4-year-old, oh Ruqayya, that's something on your ears that I want." So you can imagine Ruqayya being so scared, so frightened. She's trying to remove these earrings from her ears. The man doesn't have patience. Her hands are trembling. She's afraid. She's trying to take these earrings off. He doesn't have patience. He doesn't wait. What does he do? He rips the earrings from the ears of Ruqayya. In the night they would say that imagine Zainab, Kulthum would bring all the children together after everything that occurred, bring all the children in. And now they're all in the midst of the night. It's silent now. They bring everyone together. Kulthum, Zainab look towards one another. They would say, let's make a head count. We know who's been trampled on. We've known who just burnt alive. We know how many children we just lost. Let's count how many remain from the family of Hussein. So they have a head count. They look around. There is a daughter of Hussein missing. They look around, they would say, where is Sukaina? Where is she? They would say that they look around in the midst of the night. Imagine, all of a sudden Zainab is looking in the midst of the night between the bodies of all those that did not have a head. They would look around, she's looking around until she finds the body of Sukaina that was on top of another body. I ask you, where was she lying on? Because the body of Hussein, what happened to it? There was no body that remains. But Sukaina would throw herself on that which remains of the body and she falls asleep. She comes to her, Zainab tries to wake her up. Sukaina, what are you doing here? Sukaina, you're by yourself on the battlefield, return to the tent. Sukaina, how did you come to know that this was the body of your father, Aba Abdullah? She would say, Auntie Zainab, when I'm on the battlefield, I'm running because one of my Aba became on fire. A man was chasing me. I was afraid that he wanted to attack me. But the man came to me and said, oh lady, there is fire on your Aba. Let me take it out for you. Habib ibn Muslim comes with water and he takes that fire, extinguish it from her Aba. Here she would say to him, oh man, are you with us or against us? He would say, oh daughter of Rasulullah, I'm neither with you or against you. She would say these lines. She says, oh man, can you then help me? What would you like help with? Oh daughter of Rasulullah. She would say, oh man, point me to the direction of Najaf. I want to go play towards my grandfather Ali. So she complains, but she says, man, I'm trying to find my father, Abu Abdullah. She continues to walk around amongst the bodies. She says, my auntie Zainab, I didn't know which one was the body of my father until I heard a voice saying from this body, my daughter Ilayya, come towards me. I would say in the midst of the night, Zainab finally makes all the children go to sleep. She would manage everyone's burn, everyone's hurt, everyone's injury, whether it's from the swords or the hooves or the whips. Finally, she puts them towards resting. She surrounds them. She makes sure that Sajjad is okay. Then all of a sudden, she becomes in a state where she begins to pray. Sajjad looks at her. He doesn't say, why are you praying? He would say, oh my auntie Zainab, this is the first time I see you praying Salat al-Layl while you're sitting down. Zainab, why? She would say, my beloved Sajjad, do not blame me because the amount of calamities that have befallen me in this night, I do not have the strength to stand. At that moment, they would say she finishes Salah, but still, tonight is the night that Zainab becomes Abbas. Zainab is now holding the banner of Hussein. She is holding in her hand that which is broken from a spear to protect everyone that remains. They would say in the midst of the night when everyone's asleep, all of a sudden, there is someone of a Faris that approaches the tent on his horse. A man that is covered. Zainab sees the man approaching slowly. Slowly she would say, oh man, stay there. Do not come any closer. The man continues to come forward. She says, oh man, who are you that you keep coming forward? You've already taken everything. You've looted everything. But if you want to continue to loot, come tomorrow morning and we'll give you whatever remains from us. Please stop there. She would say the man would continue to come forward. She would say, oh man, I warn you that I have something that I can harm you with. I am the daughter of Ali. A man would come forward, he would stop his horse, he would say, Zainab, do you not recognize me? She would say, who are you, oh man? He would remove his mask, he would say, Zainab, I am your father Ali. Ali would say, Zainab, let your eyes rest, you have a journey ahead of you. I am here to protect you. It's as if Zainab would say, Abaya Ali, now that you've come, Ali, your son has fallen in Karbala. Now you come. Ali, Abbas doesn't have hands. Now you come. Ali, look what happened to Asghar. Now you come. Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. Ya Hussein. Ya Hussein. Ya Hussein.